It originated a number of years ago as a result of so much racial violence in the Boston and Cambridge communities. Actually, students at Cambridge High School, in conjunction with one of their advisors, thought that music wowould be a good vehicle to bring people together to deal with some of the conflict.
When the Funkadelics hold a concert in Providence Civic Center,
he banded together with some media people and other educators and did an audio-visual presentation called Rock and Rap.
Well, we planned for about 200 people to go to the show, and it ended up with over 700 people cramming themselves in. And I think that just shows how many people are interested in music, that everyone at the high school is interested in music. And so that something like that really is a good way to bring people together.
It became clear that people in the media and educators had a good tool to bring people together in a non-threatening way to deal and talk out the issues around the violence that had been occurring. So we began to formulate ourselves using audio-visual performances in schools and at student leadership conferences in the Boston community to get the word out to people.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Buenas tardes, damas y caballeros, para aquellas personas que hablan español. For those of you who speak Spanish, I thought I would just say hello to you also. Thank you, Carter, very much. And on behalf of Governor Michael Dukakis, it's a pleasure for me to be here. And of course, being a member of Rock Against Racism, it's even more of a pleasure and an honor, because I think that the work that RAR has done during the past 3 years through festivals such as this one today is actually a manifestation of what has been happening for several years throughout the city of Boston and the state of Massachusetts. And that, of course, is a whole new spirit of things occurring. And that whole new spirit of folks getting together from different backgrounds, races, and neighborhoods didn't just start yesterday, and it has started with the work of folks such as Mel King, who is here in front of us. Will you please give a big round of applause for Mel King? A lot of the work that has occurred and a lot of the good things that have happened in this community is based on and as a result of the work of people such as Mel King, of course, people such as Rock Against Racism. I want to share with you very quickly a proclamation. Whereas music is a universal language that crosses barriers of race, sex, religion, age, and culture to bring diverse peoples together in a positive way, and whereas Massachusetts Rock Against Racism, Inc., since its inception, has recognized that young people appreciate how music can be used to celebrate differences between people while bringing them together, and whereas Massachusetts Rock Against Racism, Inc. has vigorously taught that racism is repugnant and that the multiple ethnicities that are Boston and New England create a world of difference to be celebrated. Now, therefore, I, Michael Dukakis, Governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, do hereby proclaim today, July 26, 1986, as Rock Against Racism Day.
As I mentioned when we began, Mass Rock Against Racism started 6 years ago through the will and the concern of a number of musicians, radio people, and educators, all of whom were concerned with the superheated and antagonistic racial atmosphere here in the city of Boston. You don't have to think back too far to remember how it was in 1979 when in the schools and in the streets you were in danger. This was not a safe city. I would venture that this was, as I heard it described today, Beirut on the Charles River. Sort of a northern Belfast situation where there were no-go zones, as there still are, where people were fully intimidated, and how that was manifested was in the fact that you couldn't go to a concert in a certain part of the city. You couldn't see music performed on the same stage that came from different cultural roots. Well, we decided as a group that that era had to end if anything was going to happen in Boston that spoke of progress. And so for the past 6 years, we, through our own resources, along with many of the young people here in the city of Boston from neighborhoods all over the city, have made it our business to do what people like Don Law and some of the other big promoters won't do, and that's give the people the kind of music that they want. Don't put in the artificial divisions that the music industry has been so good in introducing into music. And really, if people there do is local artists. We don't need just a bunch of stars. It's not about that. It's about building bridges across cultural barriers. And so Rock Against Racism will be here as long as you're interested. And your attendance here is one of the best votes that I've seen that there is a need for this kind of event.
One thing that's great about this program, it has so many of you who are out here today who really believe and want to make this city, this state, this country, and this world a place that's important and good for everybody. You have the whole world in your hands. Keep on rocking against racism. Keep on rocking against war. Keep on rocking for peace. Thank you.